got the alternator mount.
We do have an alternator mount, and that's what we're going to work on today. So there's a few things we need to do first before we put the alternator on. We need to, we checked these holes already, right, Ashton? Look.
Yep, they all fit.
Some of them were a little bit tight. So what we're going to do is
re-thread them.
That's right. We're going to use this tap and die set. This is a metric tap. And it is M10 by 1.5 threads per inch. So we're going to use this tap in there. And these are just aluminum. So they're kind of delicate. The threads are kind of delicate. But we want to make sure there's no junk or corrosion in the holes. Like that one. So we're going to clean all those out. There may or may not be anything mounted in all these holes. Probably only 3 of them, and that one down there. So we're just going to clean them all out, and we're going to see how that goes. So you can do this. Just hold on to that. Don't put it in there yet. We're going to use a little bit of
lubricant.
A little bit of oil on there. Yep. So you can just spin this in the hole by hand. Neither one of these young fellas has done this before. Make sure that it goes far enough by hand that it makes sure that it started, right? And we have a socket here that's for taps, so it's square inside, so it drives on
that little square?
That little square, yep. So just turn that in there, the other way. Righty tighty. Lefty loosey. And if it gets super tight, then we stop, right? You're either at the bottom of the hole or the tap is full of stuff. Yeah, stuff.
Looks like this one's fairly clean.
That one's fairly clean, yep. While he's doing that, I'm just gonna sit here and watch. And that's the whole name of the game. It's getting tighter.
A little bit.
So you're getting close to the end of the thread. That's probably it. So now you go the other way. And we have safety glasses on, right?
Yeah.
Because we want to be safe. We could have gloves on, but we're being safe here with our hands. And nothing's going to happen.
Junk right there.
That's right. That's what you just took out of there for debris. Take the socket off. Just spin it by hand.
Put all that junk in there.
And there you go. Yes. So if you just get that little white rag that's over on the bench over there.
There's metal shavings in there.
Wipe this off.
Metal shavings.
Just wipe off the stuff right here. Yep. Keep going. As long as we get most of it off. There we go. One more little dab of cutting oil. Put it near the end, because that's the part that goes where the threads start, right? That's good. Do this guy here. There we go.
Looks like this guy hasn't been threaded in.
Make sure it's straight. There we go. Okay, turn that in. Go the right direction. And before we put any bolts in these holes that we just cleaned, we're going to blow them out so we get all the stuff that's in there out of there, right? But we're going to do that after we tap all the holes. And this is where the alternator mount bolts on this LS engine. And you got that one already? Yep. Good job. See, that's not very hard. You just have to be able to feel if it's getting tight, then you stop. Right? Okay, bring that rag over here again. I'll hold this so you wipe these off. What was that? A little bit more oil. All we need is a drop on it.
Can I do some after?
And you do that one.
You gotta do this one and that one.
Yep, and this guy, and this guy, and that guy.
Just
So
make sure they're all clean.
you did these 3, so your brother gets to do the other 3. So a simple little engine, throw it in your car, is a whole bunch of little things extra to do, right?
And learn.
To unlearn, to get everything ready. It's all part of the process. And we have lots more to do to this engine that we're going to do.
Well, this one's a little deeper.
Yeah, wow. Okay, unscrew it by hand. They go pretty easy because they already have threads in them, right?
Yeah. Not like you're screwing
Like
through
this off?
metal.
Okay, dab of oil. Dab of oil. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll do this guy next. You started in there. Make sure it's started straight by
We
hand.
also gotta do this one and the bottom one. That one's gonna be a little harder because it has more dirt in it.
Okay, screw her in there with the socket now. And it works pretty easily with the square drive socket and a little ratchet,
It does.
just for tapping out these little holes. You don't want to go all the way around like that because sometimes it binds. If you, can I see this for a second? If you happen to be going all the way around and you push it this way, it binds a little, or that way. So it's easier just to hold it straight and go like this.
When you're taking it out, you do that.
And if it gets really, really tight, then you stop and we take it out. Blow out the threads if we need to. Pretty easy, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy, Caden?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going in far.
Keep going.
Mine went even farther in.
That looks like the end. Right there. Whoa, stop.
Switcher.
As soon as it gets tight, you stop. You don't need to force it and make more threads.
Not really a stool, but I can still sit.
Okay, screw it out by hand now. Wipe this off. See, all you need to do is get all the junk out of in between the flutes there, or that are in the flutes, I mean. Just gives it room for
More. Cleaning.
for the next bunch of threads you're gonna make. Okay, that's probably good enough. A little bit of oil on this one again. All right, we are back again. Working on this same engine. Just a few little odds and ends.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we gonna do now?
Put this bracket on for the
Yeah.
alternator.
We cleaned up them holes yesterday, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. We found some bolts. I have this mount here for the alternator and the power steering pump that we're gonna use on this engine. I was gonna use it on something else, but it fits on here.
So.
We found a few bolts that'll fit. Mosquito. Ugh.
Right there.
You crunch them on me? Yee.
Yes, I did.
And we're gonna put on this power steering pulley right here. We have a power steering pulley kit, installer and remover.
This is what we're gonna use.
So we'll get there when we get there, and it goes on here, and we'll show you that in a minute. So let's set this up on here. Somebody grab the mount, somebody grab the bolts.
Bolts and then we'll screw
How
it
does
in
this
there.
go?
Do you know which way is the top and the bottom?
There's 3 go right here.
Filler lids are usually on the top, right?
So
There we go. Now you're talking.
twist her a little bit. So this bolt has to line up with this one right over
Wait, put it all the
right
way
here.
through.
I'll put it all the way through.
Holy, I can't even see what you guys are doing here. Is that one
Got
started?
bolt in. Started.
Make sure you hold it till you get a couple bolts in there.
You go down on this side, down on the down. That's as max down as possible.
Oh, what are we hitting on?
It's hitting. Oh, no, you need to pull the outside.
Oh, improper installation, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
She's not going in.
Oh, we could put that little bracket back on.
She's not wanting to go in there.
Why not?
Don't know. Put this one on.
Put a different one in. Yep. Lift it up a little bit.
Lift it up.
There you go. And one on the bottom. Do you have one in the bottom, Ashton?
No.
Okay, take that one and
It's
put
a
it in the
small
bottom.
little bolt. Yeah. It's a short one.
Okay, there's a little bracket over here too that I took off of there that I thought a bolt was going to be in the way of, but here it is. This little guy stabilizes the power steering pump.
You want me to ratchet those on? So
Not yet, so we can... This will work here, Ashton.
Yep.
We take them 2 nuts off there again.
Okay. No ball. All that mounts right here.
Yep.
There's an extra bolt to hold that on.
It's a stabilizer for the pump. So we might have to take one of them bolts out. Let it swing out.
Get it out.
There, it's closer. There we go.
Just twist that bottom right there.
There, push it on now.
Safety bolt on.
Okay, now you can tighten up that mount. There, see this little mount here stabilizes the back of the power steering pump. We don't need to put all the bolts in there, but we will later. Mr. Caden, you could probably, if you tightened one of these bolts on the top, Ashton, Caden could put the alternator on. Alternator on.
That's it.
There, just wiggle it in there. Wiggle it down.
I have to wait till the bar finishes one bolt.
Bring this out here. There, you have way more room to swing it. And it's easier, much easier to tighten up by hand if they're loose, right? There, just wiggle it. Try and put the bolt in now. Might have to wiggle the alternator a little more.
She's not fully lined up yet.
How would we line it up?
Tap her with a mallet.
Go get a screwdriver and wiggle it over.
Tap it with a mallet.
Yeah, we don't have a mallet over here, so. And we're also going to install this power steering pump pulley right here. Goes right there. And we'll get that crazy grease
Crazy grease.
and a little screwdriver.
Okay.
If you look through here, Mr. Caden, look. look through the hole. You can tell which way it needs to go. Look, you're prying the wrong way. Watch. Come over to the front. Put it in there. We want the alternator to go over that way, right? So pry this way. And it'll go a little. There, it's pretty close.
This one just needs to go down.
You might still need to wiggle it a little bit. And that's the alternator we just had tested, and she's all good. Super duper good.
Yesterday we tested her. There's sand in it too.
Pardon?
The threads still have sand in it.
Okay, keep going. See these little spacers here?
Yep.
They move in this bracket here. So the alternator stays tight against the back. These little sleeves move in here, and when you tighten the bolts, they pinch it in there.
Okay.
That's what these little sleeves are for. Okay, that's good enough, Caden. We don't need it all the way in there. That's good. And we don't even need it all the way down yet. So let's put this pulley on here, Mr. Caden, if you could hold that. Nope, hold this right there. Show them what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a little bit of this super good crazy grease on here. A little bit around there. I know that doesn't look like much, and it's probably not, but whatever. Some in this pulley already. So we just put this here, and we already found what we need for tools. So you just screw that in there.
Turn it.
There's a little stud in there, and there's a thrust bearing right here. And we just tighten this to get this started. And you just hold this end, and then you turn that one.
The other way?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, stop. There. Maybe you want to come over to the other side, so you're not hitting. Go to the other side over here. Maybe you could come from this side. And when you're pulling down, don't pull towards your face, right? So, because if the wrench slips off, guess where your teeth are going? On the floor. Yeah. You don't want that hanging straight. Close, yep.
It'll level itself out.
Takes quite a bit of turning to get cranking to get that on there, hey?
Yeah. What's going on though?
It sure is.
Might want to get your fingers out of there, Grandpa.
I can feel when they're gonna pinch me. Okay, go off now. Off. Off.
Off. Because your fingers are stuck in there?
No, they're not. They're stuck in there, but we need to change this little stud in here. This one. We need to get a little shorter one because we're part way on there already.
Shorter.
Is that the next shortest one?
Yeah.
Screw that guy in there.
Goes on there.
Oh, we need to turn this through there. See, there's a little, this is a thrust washer. This is a thrust bearing because it spins inside of here and it lets everything turn easier.
And it also presses this on so that so this is turning on this edge, and the inside is not even turning while it's pushing.
Okay. It's that crazy grease, that's why it's so easy, right? Remember about pulling towards your face? Is it going?
It's going.
Okay, stop. It's all the way on there again.
Holy, is this engine's gonna be packed
On that
full
stud.
of stuff.
Is it?
Already look at it. It's already packed. You can't even see the front of it anymore.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff that goes on in an engine to make it all work, isn't there?
Like that big mount right there is humongous.
It is.
Why does it need to be that big?
Well, that's just the way they engineered it.
On that truck over there, he just has a plate holding on the alternator.
Because this one holds the alternator and the power steering pump all in one bracket, which is pretty easy.
And if there wasn't a power steering pump, then it would be just a little bracket for the alternator.
We'll just speed this up.
Yeah, okay.
Make it look like you're going super duper fast. Make sure you take the wrench off before you turn it backwards, because my fingers are in there, right?
It's almost on.
Keep going. Are you running out of beans?
No.
Okay, just a minute, stop.
It's almost on there.
Okay, I gotta hold it right there now. Stop. I have to find somewhere easy to put my fingers
Without getting them pinched.
without getting them pinched.
Over here on the side.
Nope, because there's pinchy places there. Can you just hold that without having your fingers back there?
Yeah.
There. There, that's it.
He's on there.
Hang on.
Looks like.
It's either all the way on or, yep. See, this
And is
goes on until this little shaft is flush with the end of here. That means it's all the way
crazy
on there.
grease is all there.
Yeah, crazy grease.
Crazy.
Crazy grease is pretty good. Okay, so
There she is.
you just stay here. Let's see, I already had it. Just put it away.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, we'll be back in a minute. We gotta get a couple tools.
Hey,
This pulley you have in your hand, does it go right here? Does it line up with anything? Hang on. Take it off there. See, it lines up with that belt.
Mm-hmm.
So that could go there.
And we got a big belt.
And you have a wrench to tighten that up a little bit. Socket.
Socket yet. And we got a big belt for it.
Yeah, we got a belt, and I'll show you. Maybe that'll go on.
Can I put it on?
Do you know which way it goes? So let me, can I put it on?
Yeah.
Can I show you? We start down here. I'm gonna hope I know how this goes on. This goes on here because it's smooth, right? Smooth back of there, right? And this one, this has the grooves in it, so it goes there. And then around the tensioner, and this is smooth again, and this is smooth, so it needs to go there. And that goes around the alternator. So this probably was a belt for engine with an air conditioning compressor. Or was it? Or do I have something wrong here?
Yeah. You might have something wrong.
I might have something wrong. Oh, I got it now. That goes this way instead. Like that.
No, it just needs tension in the tensioner.
Or this belt's a little bit too long, maybe.
And it's hitting this bolt.
It's hitting that bolt. There we go. So that's probably how it goes. Maybe this belt is just a little bit too long.
Or the tensioner's just
But it's
not
pretty
touching.
close.
Yeah, what's these little grooves in there?
That's the one for the air conditioning compressor. It drives a little compressor that's right here. It's a little belt.
Do you have one?
I do not. And we're not having air conditioning, so.
Because you can just open up the windows.
Open up the windows. We could, yep.
You just turn or tension it?
No, the belt is too long for this one. Maybe the tensioner is different, or this is in a different location, or something like that. If it was long enough, if it was the right tension, you just crank on that thing. Not that way. Not that way. There's some marks somewhere that say right there. I think it is right there. I don't know if this, don't remember these being that tough. Maybe that one's seized up. It probably is, because it was sitting over there doing nothing, right? Yeah, I think it is. Well, that's good anyways. We have everything on that we need on. Right? We got the power steering pump on. We got the alternator on. We got some idlers on. We showed you how to do this pulley. There's another puller part of this one in this box here that goes on this slot here to pull the pulley off, and we'll do that again another day. But for now, I think that's all we're going to do. We have most of the front stuff on, so she's pretty close to being complete.
On that engine.
But this belt is probably too long, like I said. It might be for a different application or different alternator or something different about it. Different idler pulleys. I'm not sure. But we'll see. Right now it doesn't really matter, right? We'll get it figured out when we get closer to getting it in the car and needing what we need. Okay, so that's good for now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we will see you again maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Bye.
Bye. Bye.